Alright, let's have a look at a few documents you're going to need. Alright, passport, obviously. Now, this is the first thing. UK resident, alright, British passport holder, EU national. Alright, there's quite a few others, but generally I'm talking to UK nationals and EU nationals. You don't need a visa to get into Ukraine at the moment. Alright, now, if you have a wife who has a different nationality, for instance, or you don't have a passport that's a EU passport, then check with the consulate. At the moment, we don't need a visa in the passport to get into the Ukraine. Alright, maximum stay is 3 months. Alright, and then you have to get out the country. That includes your vehicle. Alright, you can go out the border and then come back again, but you can only stay 90 days maximum. Alright, now your passport has to be in date for up to 3 months after you leave the Ukraine, or your proposed date to leave. Okay, otherwise they won't let you in. Right, what else you need, we're presuming you're taking a vehicle, alright, is driving licence. Alright, now mine's a full UK one with a card. Make sure it's in date, alright, that you've got both parts with it. They don't understand it, most policemen can't read English anyway, but you still need it. Alright, now, the most important thing with your vehicle is your V5, alright. This is called techniczny document, a technical document, alright. Now basically that is your V5, alright, that's got to be in date, correct engine number, etc, etc. Make sure it's completely right before you leave. Ukrainians are quite scrupulous with documents at the border. They can speak English even though they make out they don't. Okay, now, insurance. I have here my policy, okay, and it says nowhere on here that I'm insured for the Ukraine. However, I'm covered for the whole of Europe. Alright, obviously you know about the green card, okay, to travel through Europe. On a normal policy you only get minimum cover, which is third party, which I've got anyway. Alright, to get into the Ukraine you need to have the words somewhere on here Ukraine. Alright, they'll understand that. Now, what we went and did, or done, is buy insurance. Okay, this insurance is valid for the time that we're in the country. Alright, now stamped on there officially and it's handwritten. That cost about £10, and to be honest with you, you'd be better off buying one of these than you would insuring with a UK company. However, they keep you at the border. You have to go out, you have to walk out into the country, into the Ukraine, about 50 metres, change your money, buy your insurance, come back and then show the passport control. Alright, once they're happy that you have insurance, you can then move on and have your vehicle checked over by the customs, which is Tamorzhny. Alright, over there on the Ukrainian side, don't shove your DVD in front of me, Jen, don't. Alright, the furthest one is the customs control. You need to get take your passport and your vehicle document, and the front one there in the centre is the passport control, which you need to take your passport and your techniczny document to as well. You need to get stamps from both of them, but there's a guy actually wandering about there that will give you a stamp for your car. Alright, he's the customs control. Right, when you manage to get through the queue, you get to a certain point where they issue you a piece of paper which is the vehicle registration and how many people are in the vehicle. You need this bit of paper and you need 2 stamps on it. Those 2 stamps you get from passport control, which is the first one, and the second one you get from customs, Tamorzhny. Without those you don't go anywhere else. Well, look, we've got our 2 stamps on our bit of paper. Alright, okay. We also have a little slip which we could put in our window to say we're insured, but we don't need to bother. And this is vital, they give you a declaration for each adult. Alright, now this is 2 parts here, which is filled in for our return journey. It would have been one whole document like this. You fill in both parts, they take one, they give you this, but it must be filled in before you get into the country. Alright, They'll ask you where you're going to. That's important, that is vital, okay? Which is an address to go to. Okay. Now, even if you have to make one up, Right. I have also, just out of a matter of interest, I've also bought my MOT certificate. Just in case you get a policeman who's awkward. Okay. Attached to that is the emissions reading. Okay. They do ask on occasion if they can't find anything wrong. Dimmer Vuchord certificate. That's what that will be. Now, I showed them a Tesco's receipt with £2 something on it. Okay, that's good enough. But I've got my percentages here. Not that they'll understand it, but they want to see it. All right, just covering your backside. So, basically, the other thing I'm going to tell you about is the passport. Okay, now we've got nice little covers for ours. Okay, that's 4 of us. Now, before you go for a border, take it out of the wallet so you've got your passport like this. Okay, now the reason being is they want to see the passport in good condition. Now, especially when your photograph fits. Okay, now if this is dog-eared in any way at all, what they'll think is that you've stuck another photograph on there. They won't accept it. I've been there. And basically, as a warning, make sure that is in good condition, okay, and in date. Alright, now that's my little boy's one. Alright, obviously when you want to park up your passport, put it back in the folder. Right, that's the necessary documents, okay. In addition to what I've said, okay, now the V5, this is actually my wife's name. Now the importance here is if she's driving, okay, that's not a problem. If you've taken somebody else's vehicle, you need a letter, an official letter, to say that they've given you permission to drive the vehicle. Alright, now obviously I have my wife's with me. She has a full UK driving licence, which isn't a problem. Alright, but if you take somebody else's vehicle, you've got to make sure you have the official document to say that they've loaned you the vehicle. Alright, otherwise there could be complications. Get your documents right and you won't have a problem. They can't argue with you at all. If you do get your documents wrong, then you do have a problem. They won't let you in. Unless somebody's stupid enough not to notice. Believe me, it happens. Okay, now